Hi, everybody. I'm speaking today about the subject of anxiety. I wanted to respond kind of openly about it because I had a lot of people this week message me asking different questions about anxiety and how hypnotherapy can help, or what suggestions I have for struggling with that or healing from that. I feel particularly qualified to speak about this subject. I have had a history of clinical severe anxiety and currently can say I don't struggle with that anymore. I have a huge array of tools. I've done a ton of self-healing and clearing, and my life is peaceful and full of beauty. And when my feelings arise, I know what to do with them, and I have a lot of tools to deal with them. So but if you were to rewind backwards to 2013, I was in a psych unit for a severe anxiety attack that led me to feeling like I wanted to commit suicide. And they diagnosed me with a series of anxiety disorders, and prescribed me a bunch of medication. And I would say that, like, within that year or two, it was one of the biggest jumping off points for my spiritual journey and the inspiration to heal. And now I'm on no medication, as I mentioned, and am really happy, and things are really good. So I just want to say that to inspire you that it doesn't really matter where you're starting from. It's a starting point, and to honor the challenges that life has presented you with, because they are pivotal in creating the healing that you seek. So what is anxiety? Anxiety is not a feeling. A feeling is something like happiness or anger, sorrow, those sorts of things. Anxiety is a stress response. So it's a stress response that is related to thinking. So anxiety always exists within the mind. It's the phenomena of thinking about something in the future, whether that future is a moment from now or a year from now or wherever, worst possible case scenario. And so when you are imagining that in your mind creates, your brain actually creates chemistry in the body that trigger the sympathetic nervous system to be active, and you experience the stress response. So the thing about anxiety that's kind of weird is that there's, the idea of generalized anxiety or random anxiety. It's not random. It's not that there's something broken. What's going on is that you have subconscious programming in your mind that is triggered by something that you're unaware of in the environment. So you're going to come across something that on a subliminal level triggers the response of threat or fear, or brings up the idea of a worst possible case scenario. So, even a color or a smell or a sound or the way that someone's face is shaped could remind you of something. But this is something from your past that created pain. And this is happening subconsciously, so it's not happening with your conscious awareness. It's below the surface, so it feels like it's coming out of nowhere. So to speak just briefly about this other aspect of it that I don't generally tend to go too far into, it doesn't have to be from this life per se. So a lot of people who have phobic kind of anxieties will have had an experience in a past life or in a time outside of this life, maybe different realm, that created the anxiety. So these subliminal programs can exist in your brain, your mind, or can exist in your energy field. I don't like to go too far into that because I'm not a big metaphysical person, but I've seen too many people, including myself, heal by looking at that aspect of it. So, even the University of Virginia has done a significant amount of work researching that and quantifying it under controlled studies around past life memories and people with past life traumas and phobias. So something to look into. It's not necessary that it always be addressed. So what to do? All right, so there's all of these different modalities for creating healing in the self. There's the method of changing the chemistry. So if you are experiencing the stress response and you're in sympathetic lock, or you're in a continual state of sympathetic nervous system, what can you do? Well, you can change your chemistry using things like yoga, acupuncture, meditation, all of that type of stuff. And then there's like meditation to learn to control the muscle of your mind. So gaining a greater ability to choose when you're going to turn thinking off. So those are methods of moderating or working with the anxiety as it exists. So it's kind of like treating the symptoms. So what hypnotherapy does, and what some deeper work on yourself does, is it goes to the root of why you're experiencing this. So it goes back to the subconscious programs in your mind, in your energy, that are creating this response or this effect in your life. So as you go back and start to work on what the core beliefs, the core issues, the core personal lies that are creating this fear, this terror, as you process out even the old experiences, whether from this life or another, you zero out that root cause. Therefore, as you go through your life, you experience your life without that trigger. So this has worked incredibly well for me. I still have had throughout my life, like even after making great jumps in my spiritual experiences and energy and different things, different phobias, and having gone through a lot of processes in hypnotherapy, they're down to a 0 or they're down to a 1, having been a level 10 prior to that. So I encourage you to do the deeper work, not just treat the symptom. Go in, find somebody, whether it's a spiritual advisor, a hypnotherapist, or seek out the people who can help you move deeper. You can do this work on your own, but it will go a lot faster if you work with another person, because it's very challenging to be operating in both your conscious and subconscious at the same time. And the other thing is just, if you don't even know where to begin, just open it up with an intention. Just setting the intention that I'm looking for deeper healing. I'm interested in getting to the root cause of what this is, and allow life to present you with the opportunities to heal. I know that sounds like a magical thing, but it works, and it will happen for you. So if you have questions about this, or if any of that was confusing, or you have questions about hypnotherapy and how it can work for you, or about your situation, feel free to reach out to me, contact me. I'd be happy to hear from you, and happy to share any additional information that could help you heal and feel more comfortable and at peace in your life. So I hope this was useful. Bye.